Every single jump, every throw, every kick you see in sports, it's a masterpiece of biological teamwork. But how does it actually happen? Well, today we are cracking the code on the muscle partnerships that power athletes. And I'm going to give you the exact knowledge you need to absolutely smash your GCSE PE exams. Let's get into it.
I mean, have you ever really stopped to think about that? How does a player's body pull off these incredible moves so smoothly? It looks almost simple, right? But believe me, underneath the skin, there's a perfectly coordinated dance going on between your muscles. You see, the real secret isn't just one muscle being a solo hero. The magic is in the partnerships. Muscles pretty much never work alone. They work in pairs, in this perfect little tug-of-war that creates smooth, controlled, powerful movement. It's an amazing system of checks and balances.
So here's our game plan for today. We'll kick things off with how muscle teamwork actually works, then we'll meet the 4 key pairs you absolutely have to know. We'll break down their roles, and then, the best part, I'm going to give you a super simple 3-step exam technique that we'll put into practice with a real question.
Okay, first things first. Let's get into the fundamentals of how our muscles actually create movement. The core idea you need to grasp is something called antagonistic pairs. Now, I know it sounds a bit technical, but trust me, the concept itself is really simple.
And here's the crucial point. For any joint in your body to move, you need 2 muscles working in opposition to each other. Think of it like a seesaw. As one muscle contracts and shortens, pulling its side up, the other one has to relax and lengthen, allowing its side to go down. This partnership is what stops our movements from being all jerky and uncontrolled, and it's what gives athletes that fluid grace. They're a team precisely because they work against each other.
Now, within each of these pairs, the muscles have really specific jobs to do. And to make it easy, just think of them as a little sports team with a star player and a key supporter. Both are absolutely vital to make the play happen.
So, the agonist, that's your star player. It's also known as the prime mover. This is the muscle that's actively contracting, shortening, and pulling on the bone to create the movement you want. But at the exact same time, its partner, the antagonist, has to relax and lengthen. If it didn't, well, you just have 2 muscles pulling against each other and you'd get no movement at all.
All right, now that we've got the theory down, let's meet the celebrity muscle pairings you need to know for your EdXL GCSE PE exam. There are 4 key antagonistic pairs we're going to focus on.
And first up, it's the most famous duo in the body, the biceps at the front of your upper arm and the triceps at the back. You know when you bend your arm to flex, that's your bicep contracting. And when you straighten it back out, that's the tricep doing all the work. They're the pair in charge of all the bending and straightening at your elbow.
So this pair acts on the elbow joint. A perfect sporting example is a football throw-in. To launch that ball, you have to powerfully straighten your arm at the elbow, and that movement is all thanks to this pair. And hey, make a mental note of that example. We'll be coming back to it later.
Okay, moving down to the upper leg. Here we find 2 absolute powerhouses, the quadriceps on the front of your thigh and the hamstrings on the back. These are some of the biggest, strongest muscles in your entire body, and they're essential for pretty much all athletic movements. They work across the knee joint, so just think about kicking a football. To straighten your leg with enough power to strike the ball, your quadriceps are the prime mover, the agonist. But when you bend your knee to prepare for that kick, your hamstrings take the lead.
Now for the lower leg. The big muscle at the back of your calf is your gastrocnemius. Its partner, working on the opposite side, is the tibialis anterior, which runs right down the front of your shin bone.
This pair is all about movement at the ankle. When you jump, you point your toes down towards the ground to push off. That's called plantar flexion. That explosive push is all thanks to your gastrocnemius contracting with incredible force. It's a perfect example of how these pairs generate power.
And our final pair for today acts on the hip. Here we have the hip flexors at the front of your hip and the gluteus maximus. Yep, your glutes at the back.
These muscles are absolutely crucial for powerful movements like sprinting. When a sprinter drives their knee up and forward, their hip flexors are the agonist. Then, when they extend their leg backwards to push off the ground, the gluteus maximus takes over as the prime mover. It's this super rapid exchange between the 2.
All right, now this is the part that's really going to make a difference. Exam questions on this topic can feel a little tricky, but I'm about to give you a foolproof 3-step method to break them down and make sure you get every single mark. Just burn this into your brain. 1. Identify the joint and the type of movement. Is it bending, which is flexion, or straightening, which is extension? 2. Name the agonist, the muscle that's contracting to cause that movement. And 3. Name the antagonist, the muscle that's relaxing to allow it to happen. That is it. 1, 2, 3. Joint, agonist, antagonist.
Now, theory is one thing, but let's see how this actually works with a real-world exam question. This is where you'll see just how simple and effective that three-step technique really is.
Okay, here's a classic 3-mark question. Notice it's asking for an analysis of the movement at a specific joint during a specific action. Those 3 marks are a huge clue. They're looking for 3 key pieces of information.
So let's apply our 3 steps. Step 1. Identify the joint and the movement. Well, the question tells us the joint is the elbow, so that's the easy part. Now, to throw the ball forward, are you bending or straightening your arm? You're straightening it. And the technical term for that is extension. Boom! That's our first point sorted.
On to step 2. Who is the prime mover? Which muscle on the arm contracts to straighten the elbow? Well, that's the job of the triceps, located on the back of the upper arm. So the triceps is our agonist. That's mark number 2 in the bag.
And finally, step 3. If the triceps is contracting, what must its partner be doing? The biceps, at the front of the arm, has to relax to allow that straightening motion to happen. The biceps is our antagonist. And just like that, that's our third and final mark. Simple. So when you put it all together, this is what a perfect full-mark answer looks like. It's clear, it's concise, and it directly applies our 3 steps. You've identified the movement, you've named the agonist, and you've named the antagonist. Job done. So now you have the code. The next time you watch a match or a race, don't just see the movement, see the incredible biology happening behind the scenes. Can you spot the joints in action? Can you picture that agonist contracting while the antagonist relaxes? From now on, the world of sport is your new classroom.